guys, it's Lisa. I am here to do the second page of Christmas, and I am going to be just doing this page, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a flip through of my book. So this is the page of my sister on Christmas morning, and I decided I wanted to use that little pocket that came in with my Simple Stories Cozy Christmas. So I'm going to go ahead, and there's the page that I did the last time that I did the a layout, and I'll go ahead and link that below so you can watch that if you want to. So when you flip the page over, this will be the backside page. So I'm using the Distress ink, which is, I believe, the Antique, I think it's called, and I've been using that throughout the entire album. And what this page is I decided with my Christmas Day, I had so many photos, and I did explain this in my other part one, is I decided to designate a page for each person. It just made it easier to organize my photos because I had so many. So this one is going to be about my sister, and just a couple photos of her, and then one of the little memorabilia that I had to put in that little pocket. So right now I'm just getting everything ready, distressing all the edges, and actually that distress ink is called Vintage Photo, and I love that color. It just gives things kind of an old-fashioned look, which I really like, and that was the look I was going throughout this album. So I've already kind of picked out my embellishments from my collection, so I kind of had an idea of where I was going with this. And oh, see my fuzzy pajamas that I got for Christmas? My sister actually just sent them to me. That was kind of a late Christmas present. So they're like this fleecy material, and now I have 3 pairs, so I'm absolutely in love with them. And when I come in my scrapbooking room now, I am usually in my fuzzy pajamas. So here I am just making kind of a layering effect with these gorgeous papers, and I just love that cream color with the little darkness at the top there, and then the snowflakes on the back side. I just love that paper, and the way that all of the papers coordinate with each other is just perfect. So that little picture of her that I'm going to tuck in that pocket is she's laying on the love seat, and she's reading. Actually, she's looking at some photos. I have a box of photos that I actually was sent from when we were little. We don't really have a lot of contact with other family members. So basically, I ended up with all the photos. So she went through and was looking at all the photos of her and I when we were little. So it was really nice. It was kind of like a nice memory for her. So she was laying there relaxing and looking at all the photos. So I decided just to get a kind of a snapshot of her doing that, and I thought I'd just kind of tuck that in the pocket there. I loved these pockets that came with this kit. I think there was three by fours, and there was two 4x6s, and I was able to use all of them up. And these stars, I'm not sure exactly, they may have been pink paisley, but I'm not positive what kit they came from. But I decided to go ahead and add a little bit of shine and gold because the December 25 had some gold in it, and also the stars beside the joy. So I thought I would carry some gold throughout this layout. And then the last little deer that I have from my friend Donna, she sent me those, and I just love those. And I decided just to add a little bit of distress ink around the little deer also. I like that you can take the wood veneers, and you can not just leave them, I mean, you can if you want, just leave them wood, or you can dress them up with anything. You can emboss on them, or I've been doing a lot of oh geez, what is it? It's right here. Winkastella. I use a lot of that on them, and sometimes I even use um, you know, enamel dots or some ribbon, and you'll see I dress up the little deer a little bit here with a little collar. So as I've done throughout my entire album, I've carried a lot of I make little photo corners with colored paper, and I just trim it up, and it kind of carries some of the different printed paper throughout. So basically I wanted that striped paper to be in different areas of this layout, because behind the photo of my sister looking at the pictures there was some stripes, and I wanted to kind of have that be on the top of the layout, if that makes any sense what I'm trying to say. um, so you can kind of see it peeking out from behind that photo, and I just liked that look, so I thought, well, I had some scraps, as you can see my on the upper right hand corner. I kept a pile of scraps there, and I just decided that I would go ahead and use them up before I packed them away for next year. So I'm grabbing them, and I'm, using my paper cutters and just kind of, trying to use them up. So here I just have this little star, and I decided to put it, I think I end up putting it somewhere on there. It makes it on the layout somewhere. But yeah, so I also tucked in behind the photo of my sister, the morning that she got up, because she lives in Massachusetts, and she got up really early because she had to go pick her dogs up from the dog sitter, and she really missed them because they're older. She has two pugs, and one's name is Bill and one is Lily, and they're both probably about 12 years old, so it was hard for her to leave them, but she really wanted to spend Christmas with us, so she got up really early, and I had left her, neither one of us knew we were doing this. I had left her some notes, and she had left me a note. So when she got up in the morning before we woke up, she went and found all the notes that I had left her, and then she went and left one up on the guest room bed. So the note that she had left me, I decided I wanted to, save it. So I went ahead and tucked it in behind her photo, and it just pretty much just said thank you, and she really had a really nice visit with me, um, and thank you. She said thank you for all the good food, because I made her favorite veggie lasagna because she's a vegetarian, and we had a lot of good chocolate, and I made her favorite strawberry daiquiri, and then she said, P.S. I'm gonna have to go buy some new pants because she ate so much. So that was really funny. It made me laugh. Here I'm just making a little cluster behind the little deer. I wanted to add a little bit more color and gold shine, so I added a little bit of gold, and then also I wanted to carry that red stripe behind there too, just to catch your eye, to the lower right hand corner. And this pocket is a really unusual shape. So the other side that I did was the same, obviously, and the top it's kind of, I was going to measure it, it's kind of weird. It's like it's almost 8.5 by, like, say 4.5. So there was, in the collection, there was some papers that actually fit in that pocket. So um, that joy, I may have, yeah, that one fits. And then the top of the layering that I did kind of sticks out, and you'll see when I show you at the end, it sticks out along the top, and I'm fine with that. I kind of wanted that look. I didn't want it to look neat and straight across the top. So here I'm just making another little cluster, and then I go ahead and put a little gold dot that I found in my pile of scraps there, and I'm going to put a little red enamel dot, and these little dots are horrible. I have to glue all of them on there, so I'm just kind of laying them out to decide where I'd like to put them, and then I'll go ahead and get the glue out and glue them on. But they're I love them, but they just don't, the adhesive on the back of them doesn't stick. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my quick dry adhesive and put those little shiny, blingy red enamel dots on there. And I just loved these. I love the shiny little dots that you can use, especially for December daily. I'm going to use these for next year too. They just add some shine. And I mean, enamel dots are awesome. I use them all the time, and I think these ones were nice too because they had some bling to them. So here I'm just trying to grab some ribbons, and I found some scraps because I loved that color, but I didn't have any more. So I wanted to add that up in the upper right hand corner. And I'm just trying to match it up with the gold that was in that December 25. So it'll kind of be kind of around the same tone. And I think I'm going to add a little photo corner of gold ribbon down there. And I don't know what I just decided to do that throughout this album, and I really liked the outcome. And I'm going to go ahead and do a flip through of my album. I got up to probably 3/4 of the way, and now since I've been done with my album for about a week now, and I started with my regular project life just to get back on track. But I wanted to do this voiceover, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a flip through of the rest of my album. And then I don't know if you guys want to see, do you guys want to see like a flip through of the entire album? If you do, just let me know below and I'll do a flip through of the entire album, because I was like, well, if I do a flip through of the last, you know, week, I don't know if you want to see the whole album together. So if you do, let me know and I'll do that. So there's two more photos. I decided to do those in black and white just to add a little bit of different interest. And then that December 25 came in with the simple stories, and I definitely saved out a lot of the Christmas Day things, obviously for Christmas Day. And this here, I came up with this idea, which, I mean, it's not that unique, but I decided to go ahead and take some of the glitter ribbon and just use my hole puncher, and you can just punch out shapes or holes or whatever, and it just, I don't know, it gives you a little bit more things you know, things that you can use the ribbon for, so it's a little bit more versatile. I don't even know if I end up using that or not. Yes, I do, right up there on that star. Just adds a little bit more shine to your page. So here I'm just going to add a little bit, another one of the enamel dots on the December 25th. So there is a picture of my sister. She loves, 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 loves Polly. So Polly's yawning and she's getting her morning scratch on the head, and my sister's patting her. And then I'm adding a little bit of Wink of Stella to that deer and to the little layering there just to add a little bit of shine. And then I'm going to go ahead and do it on those letters. That's the good thing about the Wink of Stella, is you can pretty much add it onto the pattern paper to any of the, you know, if you have a flower or a star or whatever you have, and it just really brings out the colors and the letters, and it just kind of brings your eye to that area, which really, I mean, obviously it was Christmas, so I wanted to make sure the December 25th stood out. So I decided to go ahead and just do that with that Wink of Stella, the clear, and I'm absolutely in love with that. And then I went crazy. I went Wink of Stella crazy. I was like, oh, I'm going to do the stars, and I'm going to do the trim, and I'm just going to do everything. So it's just a lot of fun, and you can be creative with it. So I think I decide, look at the little scraps I use, you guys. Seriously, I find these little teeny tiny scraps and I'm like, yep, I'm going to use it. I'm going to make a collar for the deer. So I decided to take this little teeny tiny scrap of gold, and I make him a collar. But since I just used the Wink of Stella, it's still wet, so I have to kind of wait. Oh, actually, it's stuck down. Okay. I might have cut that part out. And then I decided under the, since I hadn't stuck that 25 down, because I think I'm going to put that on the outside of the pocket, I wanted a little cluster of twine underneath there, just to add a little bit of texture. So I am going to go ahead and adhere that down, and then I'm going to put the December 25th on the outside of the pocket, which I've pretty much done that throughout my entire album, and I'll show you that. I'll probably do a flip through right after this so I can get that done, because although I have already finished my album, I've packed everything away, which was really fun just to get everything off. Oh, I loved, don't get me wrong, loved doing it, but pack everything away and be able to get out my new stuff and get back to doing some regular scrapbooking. And my desk, it was so nice afterwards. My desk was cleaned off, and today here in Maine, it's a beautiful sunny day. And here, oh, here I'm showing you the back side. So what happened was I put this in, and then I realized there's like, see that white spot at the top? I didn't like that. It looked really messy. So I said, well, this will be easy. I'll just go ahead and cover it up with this paper, which was a scrap I had left over. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere it to the back of that tree paper right there. So it'll look kind of cohesive when I put that joy back in there. So you'll see when I go ahead and stick that back in there, and then when I put those in, you'll see the other side. But yeah, that's the layout that I did last week. So yeah, I really liked this pocket, even though it was a little challenging because the top was a little bit wonky shaped and the size was weird. I wasn't used to that, but it was good because it was a little bit different. It was almost like doing a normal layout like at 8.5 by 11 or something like that, where you could be a little bit more creative with it. So here is what it looks like in the pockets. And I hope you guys are having a great day. And look for my album flip through so you can see the finished results. And if you want to see the entire album, just leave me a comment below, and I'd be happy to film that for you. So I hope you guys are having a good day. Here's some photos, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, YouTube.